You may notice that I am sitting with even more hyper-aware posture than usual. That is because I am joined by the posture doctor, Dr. Guy Bahar. In fact, everyone on the set today is sort of up. How are we doing today, doctor? Are we good?
Not too bad right now.
Not too bad right now. But the thing is, we forget and we fall into bad habits around posture. So tell me, what is the number one thing that people should remember as they approach their posture health?
Well, the problem with a lot of these situations is that we're dealing day to day with the things that are contributing to causing bad posture. The number one thing being all the time that we spend working on the computer.
Right.
And today, with the growing technological advancements, now we're seeing even more issues with the use of handheld devices. So if we look over here, we could see even a good posture, the effects of holding a handheld device for long periods of time, how that can cause the heads to come forward.
So let's take a look at this. We've got, this is here.
This is showing a normal posture with it.
We're slouched over in the second image, and the head's down.
Yes.
And what's going on in the third one?
In the third one, it's showing the effects of how the head is now coming forward, the shoulders are rounding forward, and the chest comes down as a result of the long intervals of time spent holding the device.
Okay. Now, there's more at stake here than just posture in terms of other health concerns. Can you tell me about why it's important to maintain a straight posture?
Well, it's because of all the health concerns involved. We've shown basically, they've said that posture is the window to the spine, and good health is more of an indicator of how well the nervous system's functioning. So common symptoms that can arise and health problems that can arise as a result of bad posture would include things like pain between the shoulder blades, headaches, difficulty breathing. It's going to affect concentration and even affect your immune system.
Oh, really? Okay, so again, it's holistic then. It's every aspect is paying the price.
Absolutely.
For someone, I can only speak to my own experience. I know you mentioned the BlackBerry device. For me, when I'm at a computer, I do what I call the shoulder creep, and I'm not aware of it. And I'm sure many of your patients have that as well. What's the risk in this if I don't address it?
Well, what happens, as I said, there's two things that will happen simultaneously. The shoulders will creep up, and the head will jut out forward because we're fixated on our monitors. The long-term effects of that is it's going to cause a lot of strain on the cervical spine and the muscles connected to it because it's just bad leverage. Every inch forward that the head is carried puts an additional 10 to 12 kilograms of stress on the shoulder muscles and on the cervical vertebrae.
That's not insignificant. That's a lot of weight.
No,
for every inch forward.
For every inch forward. And this is a huge range. Some people could be only a couple inches apart. Some could be 2-3 inches apart. We should see how yours is.
Well, let's do that, and it's important, not to self-diagnose and go to a trained physician such as yourself. But for folks who do want to do a little, self-test, what can we do to find out if
there's an easy way to sort of test it. It's difficult to do it by yourself because we see things when we look in the mirror. We look in the mirror and we only see our reflection head on, and most of these problems are very indicative when we see ourselves at a profile. So the best way to do it is in pairs. So we can just do a simple demonstration for people at home. They can check their children, they can check each other, spouses and spouses, and this is a simple test to do to see if people qualify for this. So what we do is I'll just have you go sideways so we can see the profile.
I'm in profile.
We put our one hand at the shoulder and the other hand at the center of the ear, and we're simply looking for the space between the hands. And if we see more than 2.5 inches, that would indicate that there's some forward head positioning going on.
So that's about 20 kilograms of extra weight that I don't need to be carrying.
Exactly, and the effects of that at the course of the end of the day could show fatigue, could show pain, could show discomfort.
Okay, this is the bad news. The good news.
The good news is
how to address this in a way that I can carry this forward after this segment today, so that for the rest of the week, for the rest of the month, for the rest of my life, we found those 2 inches. I can address that. What do I do?
Well, the most important thing to first do is to get it detected, to get it diagnosed properly. And we have clinics that specifically address this. But the other thing to realize is that there is a very safe, effective means to correct something like this. This is an acquired posture. It takes time to develop a posture going forward because of the stresses we do. There's a 4-step program that I've created that works towards combating the effects of that posture by simply applying pressure in the opposite direction that we're driving at. And if it's done consistently, we can actually correct the posture.
Okay. And it requires a bit of consciousness, obviously, and will.
There's more to it than that. See, one of the things that we want to make the public aware of, it's not something as simple as, oh, I just need to sit up straight. Because if people have that, they think they can handle it themselves. But this is a progressive problem that causes the body to change its alignment over time, and you can't just will it back.
Right, okay.
You have to undo years and hours of stress. You can't do that by thinking about it for 2 minutes out of the day. Plus, nobody has 24 hours a day to think of their posture.
Absolutely. So you would then advocate to go and see a specialist if you believe that you do have posture-related health concerns.
Yes, because this can be corrected the same way one learns how to work out and can tone their muscles to a certain degree. We can actually change the contour and the alignment of the spine to assume the best possible position.
Okay, for folks at home who are watching, and we've seen the partner analysis here. For those folks who don't have the benefit of such a test, what should they do if they feel that they are compromised by poor posture, but they don't know for sure?
Well, this is where I come in.
Okay.
I have a very high-tech system that will specifically diagnose these conditions. It's very visual, so we will actually calibrate and measure the degrees of how far forward their head is. We do electrothermography, so we can actually quantify the signals of the electrical signals coming out of the muscles and the nerves, so they can get an idea of the effects of how bad this is. And then we explain to them our 4-step process that works towards correcting and detecting and correcting and maintaining that posture over a lifetime.
Right, and the rewards for this are?
The health benefits. They're so enormous. Think about the difference between a good posture and a bad posture. From the youthful look of it to increased vitality, breathing better. We can increase up to 30% of our oxygen intake just by having a better posture.
Well, and it also extends into mood and confidence and just carrying yourself.
Yes.
You know that feeling when you're just
There's a vicious circle effect because you sleep better. Now, we all know what the importance of good sleep is. So if we're going to be sleeping better, we're going to have more energy as well.
Great.
Everything filters in.
Okay. Thanks very much for this advice. I'm going to be sitting like this and for at least the rest of the day. If you want to learn more about this and perhaps address some posture concerns of your own, visit postureclinic.ca. And here's some more information on the Posture Doctor. Thanks so much, Doctor.
Thank you.
I'm going to be sitting up like this now.